Hello everybody, today back in another video. I actually have a really bad flu and my voice is really thick. So it is not easy for me to talk, at least not with a high voice like I usually do. But I hope you can hear me, even though this is not my regular voice, because I have a really bad flu. And I was actually even worse a couple of days ago, to be quite honest. I'm starting to get better, but I still not have, I don't still have my voice back 100%. I'm back 80%, something like that. But we have a Grand Slam around the corner, so even though I'm not 100% healthy in my throat, I need to do a video. I want to do a video just to share my opinions, to share my tennis thoughts, what I think about the French Open that is just around the corner. We just saw the draw the draw came out a couple hours ago, and I watched the draw really carefully, and I've analyzed the draw. And to be quite honest, for me, 8-5, even 8-5 was not that hard of a decision which players to put there. I was more thinking about even 8-6, to be quite honest. 4-8, the 4th place, the 5th place, the 6th place, the 7th place, the 8th place. The 5 players, which are 8-4, was not super complicated, at least not in my head. But the players was 3rd place, 2nd and 1st. It was those players I was thinking more about who to put 3rd, who to put 2nd, who to put 1st, etc. So it was the 3rd, 2nd and 1st place. I had the players, the names in my head. I just was not super confident where to put them, in which places. Which player to put in the 3rd place, which player to put in the 2nd, which player to put in the 1st. But after 1.5 hours, something like that, even 2 hours actually, I finally made up my decisions. So here we are, my tennis friends all over the world. I've done a top 8 favorite list like I usually do when it comes to Grand Slams. And without any further ado, let's get into it. On my 8th place, I have Hubert Hurkacz. He's my 8th place, Hubert Hurkacz, who has the best serve in the world, according to me, at least when it comes to serve aces. Nobody does more aces than him. At least nobody has done it this far in this 2024 season. So, of course, his serve will not be as effective on clay like it is on faster surfaces. But it will still be pretty effective. It is never bad having a huge serve like he has. He is a player that wants to kill you immediately. He's not a player that, say for instance, he doesn't have crazy high percentage first serves like Sasha Zverev. Sasha Zverev he has a different tactic when it comes to serves. He's not going for the lines, for the tee, as much as Hurkacz does. Sasha is not going for aces as Hurkacz does. So Hurkacz does much more aces than Sasha do. So Hurkacz with that big serve, like I said, he is the player who does most aces in the entire world in this 2024 season. He's on my number 8 spot. I believe he can make it to a quarterfinal. He has to qualify first. In the first round, he can face Nakashima. In the second round, he can face Tiafoe or Shapovalov in the 3rd. I doubt that neither of them will be in the 3rd round, neither Shapovalov or Tiafoe, to be quite honest, but they are there at least. And in the 4th round, Hurkacz can face Grigor Dimitrov. There you have his path. So the big pole, the big serving pole is on my 8th spot. On my 7th spot is a player that I've never had before. I don't think he has, no, I am pretty sure. He has never been on my top 8 list. This is the Medvedev section. This is the de Minaur section. This to me was the hardest section to pick who I believe will go to the quarterfinal. Who will come through this section? According to me, this is a pretty weak section. This is not a super strong section. If you look at the number and the seeding in the world ranking, the player with the highest world ranking in this section is Daniil Medvedev. He's the world number 5. But I don't have Medvedev in this on this spot, on this 7th spot. I don't have him. I don't think Medvedev will come through here. I don't trust Medvedev on the clay. He has not won one title this year, Medvedev. He has won only one title ever in his career on clay, Medvedev, which was the Rome title last year. He has played the quarterfinal once at French Open. I believe it was back in 2021. So that is the best run he has ever had, Medvedev, at French Open. Will he make it to a new quarterfinal at this year's French Open 2023? Daniil Medvedev, 2024 I mean. No, I don't think so. I don't have Medvedev on this 7th spot. I have Jan-Lennard Struff actually. Struff is a pretty... He's not a bad clay court player, to be quite honest. He has won one clay court event this year. I believe he won Munich, if I'm not mistaken. So, and he can make through. He can make a noise here. He can do it. I will not be shocked if he loses the 2nd or 3rd round, Struff. Even first, to be quite honest. I will not shock. Tennis is like a gambling, more or less. Look the tennis tournaments that has won this year. Besides Jannik Sinner that won Australian Open, because I'm coming out of the topic here now. Besides Jannik Sinner that won Australian Open earlier this year, which was not a huge surprise. We all know what kind of huge potential Jannik Sinner has, which kind of a huge talented player he is. And Alcaraz winning Indian Wells earlier this year was not a surprise either. We know that Alcaraz really loves slow, high bouncing surfaces like Indian Wells is. So Alcaraz winning Indian Wells, Jannik Sinner winning Australian Open, more or less expected. At least Alcaraz winning Indian Wells was very, very expected. Jannik Sinner, he was not the number 1 favorite winning Australian Open. It was Djokovic, but Jannik Sinner was for sure 2nd or 3rd favorite to win Australian Open. The other tournaments, it was players who came into those tournaments with bad form, who was winning them. Tsitsipas won Monte Carlo. Yeah, he has won it before, 2 times before. Now he won it for the 3rd time. But he was not coming into that event with huge form, to say the least. Rublev won Madrid. He barely could win any matches before that event started. He barely could win matches, let alone he won that event being sick like a dog. At least the last 2 matches, according to him, the semi-final and the final. He was sick like a dog, for God's sakes. Despite that, he won Madrid. And then Rome. Zverev. Not Zverev. Not that it was a huge surprise with Zverev winning Rome, but Zverev didn't win one single event before winning Rome this year. He didn't win one single event the entire year, Zverev. And then he went on to win Rome. So, what I mean is that predicting winners in tennis is more like a lottery. Not always, but very often. We tennis analysts, we guess a lot. We are not guessing. We're not predicting that Wawrinka or Murray will win French Open. Of course, they will never do it. Never. I can say it right now, right here. They will never do it. If Murray or Wawrinka wins the French Open, if one of them wins the French Open, I will never ever do a video and talk about tennis in my entire life, then I am a horrible tennis analyst. If I say that they will never win the French Open, Murray or Wawrinka, and then one of them goes on to win it. So it is not like it is not like guessing in that kind of way. But when it comes to close matches, when it comes to top 15, top 20 players facing each other, who will finish who will cross that finish line, we guess, we don't know really, because if we knew, we will be rich dudes. So that Medvedev section where de Minaur is there as well. I'm not trusting in de Minaur as well, especially not on clay. I don't believe clay is his best surface. Medvedev's best surface is definitely not clay. So Struff can go through that section and can make it to a quarterfinal. He has to qualify first. He can face Bublik in the second round, RBA in the third, if RBA even plays the third round match, which I doubt it. And then in the fourth, he can face de Minaur. And maybe even can face, or Medvedev, why not? Struff can face even Medvedev. So, anyway, that is Struff's path. So I believe Struff can make it to a quarterfinal. I have him on 7th place. On the 6th place, I have Stefanos Tsitsipas, the former French Open finalist, the former French Open runner-up from 2021, where he had 2 sets to love up in the lead against Novak Djokovic, but we all know the history. Djokovic came back and turned that match around and defeated Tsitsipas in that final of French Open 2021. I have him as number 6, on my 6th spot, the 3-time Monte Carlo champion, the Monte Carlo champion from earlier this year, which was his best, that is his best run this year, Stefanos Tsitsipas, where he actually defeated pretty good players there. Tsitsipas, one of them, Jannik Sinner, a healthy Jannik Sinner back then, according to me. So, Tsitsipas, yeah, of course he will be on this top 8 favorite list. Clay is maybe his best surface. Yeah, his biggest titles has come on clay, which is Monte Carlo. He has won it 3 times. He has not won a bigger title than that. Yeah. I forgot he has won the ATP Tour Finals in London back then. I believe in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So that is probably his biggest title. So yeah, that is bigger. That is bigger than Monte Carlo, according to me. So, but he won that title once. He has won Monte Carlo 3 times. Then Monte Carlo is played on clay, and French Open is also played on clay. So Tsitsipas, he is on the top 8 favorite list. He should be on my top 8 favorite list. And he is on my 6th place. His path to a quarterfinal is Fucsovics' first round opponent. Fucsovics can always is a tricky opponent, especially if you face him early. But he has to make some big noise in the last couple of 12 to 15 months for Fucsovics. So I believe Tsitsipas will come through Fucsovics. Then he can face Jerry in the second round. If Jerry wins his first round, Jerry, the dude who had 2 sets to love up lead against Djokovic in last year's US Open, if you guys remember. But we all know Djokovic came back and turned that match around. I believe it was the 4th round. I believe it was a 4th round match against Djokovic, if I'm not mistaken. 4th or 3rd, something like that. 4th or 3rd. I'm not 100% sure which round, but 4th or 3rd round. It was something like that, where Jerry had 2 sets to love up against Djokovic in last year's US Open, but Djokovic came back and turned that match around. So he can face Djokovic he can face Jerry in the second round, the Tsitsipas, then Humbert. He can face Humbert in the third. Humbert, which I doubted that he will be in the third round. Clay is not Humbert's best surface, definitely not. It is grass, according to me, which is Humbert's best surface. This is definitely not clay. And then Tsitsipas can face Rublev, the quarterfinal specialist, who has made 10 quarterfinal appearances in Grand Slams, but never come through those 10. In one of those 10 quarterfinal appearances, maybe Rublev will go to the quarterfinal here at French Open as well and beat Tsitsipas in the 4th round. But in a potential clash between those two, between Rublev and Tsitsipas, in the 4th round potential clash, I have Tsitsipas beating Rublev in that potential 4th round match. Tsitsipas is on the 6th place. So my highest quarterfinal candidate is always the fifth place. And when I have a player which is on the 5th place from my quarterfinal candidates, is the player I believe the most that can survive his quarterfinal match. Okay? I've speak about this before, so I don't know if you guys remember it, but if you don't, I will say it now so you guys, so I can explain why I have the player as my 5th place, and he's the player that I believe the most of all the players in my quarter-final candidates. And in the 5th place I have the 2 times French Open runner-up and the 3 times Grand Slam runner-up. It is Casper Ruud. He's the runner-up from French Open from both 2022 and 2023, which has lost to Nadal in 2022 in straight sets and to Djokovic in 2023 in straight sets at French Open. No shame to lose against 2 of those GOATs. Casper Ruud, I don't believe he will make it to a 3rd straight French Open final. If he makes that, I will be super impressed. I will be really impressed with him. So I don't think he will make it to a 3rd consecutive French Open final, but I have him as high as number 5th. I believe he can make it to a quarterfinal at least. He has Mensik in the 1st round. He has David Svokina as a potential 2nd round. He has Etcheverry. Etcheverry is a really good clay court player as a potential 3rd round opponent. And then his big test before quarterfinal, I believe, will be Taylor Fritz. So they have faced each other, I believe, only once, Casper and Taylor Fritz, never on clay. So it wasn't a hardcore match in ATP Tour Finals in 2022, I believe, 2 years ago, which Casper Ruud won in a very close match in 3 sets. Casper won. So obviously Fritz can beat Casper, absolutely. And Fritz has played some really good tennis the last couple of months on clay, to say the least. He has not lost early in these clay events that he's played the last couple of months. He has made some good runs on clay. Fritz, so I will not be shocked if Fritz takes Casper out in the 4th round. If Casper and Fritz wins 3 matches each, which is not a 100% sure thing that they will do. Like I said, tennis is a gambling sport. You are there alone. You can lose against everybody more or less. So we see a lot of upsets in tennis, especially in Grand Slams, where is big stake on the line. This is a big draw. 128 players. For some players, not many, but a lot of these players, they play Challenger on the Challenger Tour. And on the Challenger Tour, the money are very little compared to this. So these players, some players here that are low ranked, they see the opportunity. They 1 victory, 2 victories in these kind of big events, they get millions. And for them to get millions on the Challenger Tour, they need to win a lot of the tournaments. It is not enough winning 2 matches. So players with low ranking playing on Grand Slams, They will play tennis like like their lives is on the line to make those millions. So players with high ranking like Ruud, like Fritz, even Zverev, if everybody, they are not safe against anyone. Really, they really are not. Even players like Djokovic, like Sinner, like Alcaraz, even though they are very high ranked, Djokovic is the world number one, Sinner is the world number two, Alcaraz is the world number three, they can lose against players who are outside top 100 in the third round, in the fourth round. They can do it. It is not, even in the second round, they can do it. Yeah, I swear to God, they can do it. I'm not saying that they will do it, but it can happen. I will not be shocked. Because when it is this much money on the stake, players from the Challenger Tour, they will play tennis like their lives is on the line. And especially players like Ruud and Fritz, they can definitely lose in the first, second, and third round against these Challenger players. Because these Challenger players, they know neither Alcaraz, neither Fritz, they are not Grand Slam champions. So they will believe in the chances really, really big. And they will throw everything at them to win the fight and to earn those millions. So I'm not super confident that we'll see a Ruud Fritz match in the fourth round, but if we'll see that, I have Ruud beating Fritz in that fourth round match. Right. So that was the quarterfinal candidates. I'm done with that. So now we go to my semi-final candidates, which is from the fourth spot. On the fourth spot, from fourth, the fourth spot, I was also not super. I was not analyzing too much who to put there. I was thinking about that 2-3 minutes, and I put his name there. But third, second, and first, it was more difficult for me. All right, on the fourth spot, I have the latest Grand Slam champion we have in tennis, which is the Australian Open champion from earlier this year, Jannik Sinner. I have him in the fourth place. He's coming to this tournament with some hip injury concerns, but he has not withdrawn the tournament yet. To be quite honest, I'll be honest with you, my tennis friends all around the world, I believe that he would withdraw the tournament before the draw even came out. I didn't believe. Before this tournament started, I thought that one of Alcaraz or Sinner will draw. One of them, not both of them. I believe one of them. And the chances I believe most likely will do it, and I believed it was Sinner, because having hip injury, it is serious business. But he's in the draw, at least, then let's see how it will go. But if he's in the draw, I am expecting him that he will be healthy. Everybody who is in the draw, I expected them to be healthy. And if someone asks me, but he's not 100% healthy. Yeah, who is 100% healthy on this professional tour? Do you know how brutal sport tennis is? Tennis is a murderous sport. It is not like soccer, like we in Europe call it, or basketball or ice hockey, where you can trust in your teammates. No. You need to do all the work by yourself. You're not getting help from any teammates here. So more or less everybody has some pain here and there. So who is 100% healthy on that professional ATP tour? At least from the top 20 players in the world. Not many. At least he's on the draw, so I'm expecting him to be healthy. So I have him as high as number 4, Jannik Sinner. He has Eubanks in the first round. He can face Coric if Coric wins his first round. He can face Choice as his second round opponent, or Gasquet. Gasquet is still playing tennis, unbelievably. He's 37 years old, I believe. He's born 86, like now Rafa Nadal. So he is 37 years old, and maybe has already turned 38. I don't know his birth date, but he will at least be 38 years old this year, Gasquet. So he's still going strong, but of course he's not any threat to Jannik Sinner. Of course, not at all. If Gasquet even makes it to that third round match against Jannik Sinner, I believe Gasquet needs to win 2 matches, if I'm not mistaken, to come to that match against Jannik Sinner in the third round. Or second round, because I believe Coric and Gasquet face each other. Yeah, Coric and Gasquet face each other. So Sinner will face either Coric or Gasquet in the second round, because Gasquet and Coric face each other in the second round. Anyway, and since Sinner can face in the third round, he can face Murray or Stan. Yes, Murray and Stan in their path. By the way, we have a popcorn match between Murray and Stan as first round opponent, as a third round match. But talking about first round popcorn matches, I will come to that later. We have a huge first round popcorn match, which is bigger than Stan and Murray, according to me. Because all respect to Stan and Murray, we all know that they are multiple Grand Slam champions. Murray has 3 Grand Slam titles, Stan Wawrinka has 3 Grand Slam titles, but even though that first round match is a popcorn match, but it is not bigger than what I will mention one later in the video. So here, Sinner has Murray and Stan in their path. If Murray and Stan survives to Sinner, which I doubt they will do, but one of them will at least go to the second round, because Sinner and Stan are facing, Murray and Stan are facing each other in the first round. And then Norrie is also in Sinner's path, and Sinner's first test before the quarterfinal will be Jarry, the Rome finalist from last week. So Jarry is Sinner's potential fourth round opponent, the hard-hitting Chilean guy who has a huge forehand, huge serve. So Sinner is in the fourth round, is in the fourth place. On the third place, because this video is becoming too long, I cannot talk too much with this heavy, thick voice I have with my throat, really. But all right, I will start to go on business faster. So Sinner is my fourth place. On the third place, here it was difficult for me to decide to have him third or to have him second. It was third or second. The player that I will mention here on third place, where to put him, third or second. And after 10-15 minutes, even maybe a half an hour thinking, analyzing, I put him on the third place. And it is Novak Djokovic. I have him on my third place. I don't believe Novak Djokovic will defend his French Open title from last year. Novak Djokovic has never defended the French Open title. He won the French Open for the first time in 2016. He didn't defend it the year later, 2017. Novak Djokovic won the French Open 2021. He didn't defend it the year later, in 2022. And I don't think he will defend the French Open title in this 2024 season either. He won it last year, like we all remember, but it was a completely different Novak Djokovic we saw last year. He had a huge forehand last year, great serve, great net approaches. It was just a full package Djokovic we saw last year. But I have him pretty high, so I believe he will go to a semi-final at least. I love his draw. From all 4 top seeds, because Djokovic is the number 1 seed, Jannik Sinner is number 2 seed, Carlos Alcaraz is the 3rd seed, Alexander Zverev is the 4th seed. Without any question of a doubt, without any shadow of a doubt, Djokovic from all these 4 seeds has the best draw. He has avoided both Alcaraz and Sinner. I will say it right now, right here. You have heard it from me, alright? I don't know if somebody else in the world has said it, but I will say it now. Djokovic will never win, ever, a Grand Slam title in beating both Sinner and Alcaraz on the way. He has never done it in the past. He almost did it last year at Wimbledon. He defeated Sinner in the semi-final and then lost to Alcaraz in the final. He has defeated them in the past in outside the slams and go to win the title. And he won actually a pretty big one that he beat to the finals last year, where he defeated Alcaraz in the semi and Sinner in the final. I'm speaking in Grand Slams. I never believe that Djokovic, a 37 years old Djokovic, who has just turned 37 years old, will beat both Sinner and Alcaraz and go on to win a Grand Slam title. He will never do it. Never. That is my opinion. If you guys agree or don't agree, I don't know. You can comment down on the down section below. But if he wins French Open, Djokovic, he doesn't need to do it here. He needs to just beat one of them, because he has avoided both of them on his top section of the draw. Because Djokovic, as the number one seed, is on the top section of the draw. So Djokovic has a great draw. He has avoided both Sinner and Alcaraz on his section of the draw. Obviously, he will avoid Sinner because Sinner is on the second seed. But Alcaraz, Sinner got Alcaraz on his section. It was not Djokovic who got Alcaraz. It was Sinner who got Alcaraz. And I believe Djokovic is happy with this. That is my feeling. I believe that he knows that these superstars, these super youngsters, Alcaraz and Sinner, they are the future of tennis. If they can just maintain healthy, which is easier said than done with both Alcaraz and Sinner, especially Sinner. Especially Alcaraz, who is injured a lot, at least according to me. He's more injured than Sinner. At least that has been the case the last 12 months. So I really love Djokovic's draw. He has the best draw out of the top 4 seeds. No, without any shadow of a doubt. He has Herbert in the first round, wild card, French wild card dude. He has Carreras in the second round. He can face Musetti in the third round. Musetti was not made any big noise the last 8 to 12 months. And then as his fourth round potential opponent is Tommy Paul. Djokovic, he really should be disappointed if he doesn't make it to a quarterfinal here. He really, really should be really disappointed with himself if he doesn't make it to a quarterfinal with this draw. He has the best draw out of the top 4 seeds. The best draw. So he is on the 3rd place. He's pretty high. You know, the players I put 3rd, 2nd, and 1st is the players I believe the most will win the Grand Slam title. And this is not any difference here. It is no difference here. It was the same story at Australian Open. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. One of my top 3 favorites at Australian Open won the title, which was Sinner. Sinner was, of course, one of my top 3 favorites at Australian Open. He was not my first one, but he was for sure one of my top 3. He was my 3rd. I believe Sinner will lose against Djokovic in that semi-final earlier this year at Australian Open, which I was wrong about. He won. He defeated Sinner. He defeated Djokovic in the semi, and then he defeated Medvedev in the final. So, and the case is the same here at French Open. The players who is on my top 3 is the players. One of these 3, I believe, will win the French Open. Obviously, Djokovic is on the 3rd spot. All right. On the 2nd place, I have Alexander Zverev. It was here I was really thinking about who to have 3rd and who to have 2nd. Who will win that semi-final match between those 2? And after 15, 20, maybe even half an hour, I made the decision to put Zverev as my on my 2nd spot, because I believe Zverev will take out Djokovic. I'm not sure about it. I'm definitely not sure about it. I believe Zverev will, and I I believe Zverev will take out Djokovic in the semi-final. I have Zverev on the second spot. Zverev, now we will talk about popcorn matches. Alright, my tennis friends around the world, we have the biggest first round popcorn match in ages. In ages. I don't remember last time we saw this big of a first round match, which is between Zverev and Nadal. Neither of these two players laughed. They really didn't laugh when they saw their name against each other as the first round match. Zverev I think he's pissed. We all know Nadal is not coming to this tournament with great form. He has been outside of tennis for 1.5 hours, maybe almost 2 years. He has just recently made a comeback. We are talking about Nadal, baby. Nobody wants to face Nadal in the first round, a 14 times Roland Garros champion, the greatest clay court player of all time. Nobody wants to face it. At least not a high-ranked player as Zverev, who just won Rome and who's coming to this tournament with super high confidence and wants to make a deep run here. He's a 3-time Roland Garros semi-finalist. He wants to make a deep round here. He doesn't want to go through hell already in the first round, which he most likely will do against Nadal. Maybe he will defeat Nadal in 3 sets. He can do it, Zverev, but it is Nadal. It is Nadal, for God's sakes. It is French Open. It is Nadal. It is Nadal's living room. So, Zverev really didn't want to see Nadal as his first round opponent. And even Nadal didn't want to see Zverev, a player who just won Rome, a player who took Nadal and gave Nadal a hell of a run for his money 2 years ago in that epic semi-final at the French Open 2022, where Zverev injured his ankle and was forced to pull out and to leave that match without finishing it when the match was 1-1 in sets. But I believe Zverev will defeat Nadal this time. I believe him. I don't think it will be easy. I think Zverev will take Nadal in 4 sets. But who knows? It is Nadal. I will not be shocked if Nadal takes out Zverev. You cannot be shocked when a 14 times French Open champion, when the greatest clay court player of all time wins his first round opponent, he wins his first round match, even if it is Alexander Zverev he's facing. Even if it is him, you still cannot be shocked. But I will not have Nadal as the favorite in this first round match. I will have Zverev. I believe Zverev will defeat Nadal in 4 sets. But that is a nightmare of a match for Zverev, and it is a nightmare of a match for Nadal. But it is more nightmare of a match for Zverev because you know why? Because players, tennis analysts like me, have more expectation on Zverev than what they have on Nadal. So this draw is more of a nightmare for Zverev than it is for Nadal, at least according to me. But I believe Zverev will make it through. He has such a huge serve. He's the player who lands he has the highest first percentage of first serves. Nobody lands more first serves in than Zverev. Nobody. He is over 70% in landing first serves in. So that huge serve of Zverev will make Nadal's life a nightmare. So I believe Nadal will lose against Zverev the first round. Then Zverev has Goffin as the second round opponent. Then Griekspoor as a third round opponent potential. And then Rune or Khachanov in the 4th round, because my throat is getting to have some pain here. So Zverev is my second place. My first place is Carlos Alcaraz. He's also coming into this French Open, the 2024, with some injury concerns with his right arm, but he's in the draw. I expect him to be healthy. He doesn't need to. according to my draw, he doesn't need to beat both Djokovic and Sinner on his way to the Grand Slam title. If Djokovic defeats Zverev in the semifinal, then Alcaraz needs to defeat Sinner in the semifinal. So then the way for Alcaraz can be really, really hard. But I believe that Zverev will take out Djokovic in the semifinal, and then Alcaraz will take out Sinner in the semifinal, and then Alcaraz will take out Zverev in the final. Alcaraz draw a qualifier in the first round, Draper as a potential second round opponent, Korda as a potential third round opponent, and then Shelton or Felix as a potential fourth round opponent. So the quarterfinal matches will be between Djokovic and Ruud. Djokovic, I believe, will defeat Ruud. Djokovic leads Ruud 5-1 in the head-to-head. He leads Ruud 3-1 in the head-to-head on clay. Let's see if they maybe will face each other in the Geneva final. But for now, as I record this video, the head-to-head is 4-1, 5-1 all in all in matches for Djokovic against Ruud, and 3-1 on clay. Then Zverev Struff. Zverev leads 4-1 Struff in the head-to-head, and leads Struff in total in matches, and leads to 4-love in sets. So I believe leads to 4-love on clay. So Struff has never defeated Zverev on clay. So I believe Zverev takes out Struff in the quarterfinal. Then the third quarterfinal is between Alcaraz and Tsitsipas. Alcaraz completely owns Tsitsipas, 5-love in the head-to-head total, and of course 3-love in the head-to-head on clay. So I can see how in hell Tsitsipas will survive Alcaraz in the quarterfinal. So I believe Alcaraz takes out Tsitsipas in the quarterfinal. And then Sinner and Hurkacz is the fourth and last quarterfinal. And the head-to-head is even Steven here, 2-all. These are the head-to-head all in all in matches, and they have faced each other only once on clay, which Sinner has won that match against Hurkacz. So Sinner leads the head-to-head on clay 1-love against Hurkacz. Then the semi-finals is Djokovic and Zverev. The head-to-head is 8-4 in Novak's favor. The head-to-head all in all in matches, 1-all they are in clay court matches. They face each other 2 times on clay, and it is 1-all. So I believe Zverev will take out Djokovic in that semi-final. And then Alcaraz and Sinner will face each other in that second semi-final. The head-to-head between these two are 4-all, which is even Steven. Really, really close head-to-head. All in all in matches, 4-all. On clay, they faced each other only once, which was, I believe, in Umag in a final 2022, which actually Jannik Sinner has won. So they faced each other only once on clay, which was 2 years ago in Umag final, and that only meeting on clay, Sinner won in 3 sets. But this time around, I believe Alcaraz will take out Sinner in that potential semi-final match between those two. And then the final will be, I believe, between Alcaraz and Zverev. And head-to-head between these two is 5-4 to Alcaraz in total in matches, and 2-1 in when it comes to clay court matches. Alcaraz leads over Sinner, or over Zverev, I mean. So, and in this final match at Roland Garros 2024, I believe Alcaraz will defeat Zverev. I believe so. That is my feeling. So let's see if we will get this kind of a prediction that I'm predicting, which I truly don't believe. I am more curious to see how many wrongs I will have, not how many rights. I am curious to see how many wrongs, how many of my 8 favorite players I believe will go to the quarterfinals, how many of those, all of them, how many will go to those 3, 4, 5, because we all know all 8 of them will not go there. That has never happened. 6 or 7 has gone to the quarterfinals as most of my 8 favorite players in the past. Never has it happened that all 8 of them has gone to the quarterfinals. Anyway, I believe Alcaraz will be the champion of the French Open 2024. Am I super confident in him? Of course not. I am not. But that is what I feel. I believe that he will raise the trophy, but I am not super confident in him. I really am not. I believe that one of my three favorites will win it. Alcaraz, which is my number 1 spot, Zverev, which is my 2nd spot, and Djokovic, which is my number 3rd spot. This I believe. Of course, Sinner can win also, which is on my 4th spot. But I believe the most in those three. Djokovic 3rd, Zverev 2nd, Alcaraz 1st. Some dark horses. I will take one dark horse which is not seeded at all, which is Nadal. How can you not have Nadal as a dark horse? He is definitely my dark horse at this French Open. My biggest dark horse, it is him. If he survives Zverev, if he defeats Zverev in the first round, then he has a 4th seed draw, because Zverev is a 4th seed at the French Open. So yes, his first round opponent is a nightmare for Nadal. But if he can survive Zverev, which I don't believe he will do, but if he can survive, it can happen. It is Nadal, for God's sakes. He has won this bloody thing 14 times. Then he has a 4th seed draw ahead of him. And then he can make a run, Nadal. He can. So, he is my dark horse, Nadal. I will take one dark horse which is not a seeded player, which is Nadal, and another dark horse I will take, which is a seeded player, but which I believe can make a noise here, is Jarry. Jarry, I believe, can make a noise. Even though he's a seeded player, I will have him as a dark horse as well, Jarry. This video became even longer than I wanted it to be. I really didn't want to do this kind of a long video because I really have pain in my throat. But anyway, here we have my preview of a French Open 2024. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace.